Australia's a myth. Richard Burton now? I don't think so.
Turn right.
No, but I don't think I'd want to do a Bugatti. I don't think I'd be able to get in one. Right.
Turn right.
Different right. I'm never scared to drive one. To be honest with you, I don't think so. Like, if you've ever driven a fast motorbike,
At the roundabout,
say over 100 miles an hour, which I have, that's pretty scary. You know, particularly going around corners. And if you're sat in a car, you feel a lot more safe than you do on a motorbike.
Ahead, turn left.
The thing I'd be frightened of in a Bugatti is just damaging it, you know. That would be pretty scary.
Turn left.
I don't think I'd fit in an F1 car, Baz, to be honest.
Ahead, turn left.
I think I'm too big for one.
Turn left.
Oh, cup of tea?
Yes, please. Have you tried contacting the bus manufacturers like Emboro in Farco, Scotland for your VR 360? VR 180? No,
Ahead,
I've
turn
not
right.
contacted bus manufacturers. I don't think a bus would be particularly interesting, Dave, as in VR
Turn
180.
right.
You know. I'd like to get a truck, like I say, but a truck with a specialized truck. I'd like to get some kind of racing. I'd like to get some kind of flying.
Turn left.
And then maybe some kind of train driving. Ideally like a steam train, maybe.
Turn
I don't
left.
think a bus would be particularly interesting in 180. They're just inherently boring vehicles, if you think about it. Well, again, a subway, Baz, the problem with underground is the darkness means a 180 camera isn't getting... You're not getting the best footage, Baz. It's just so dark in there.
Keep right.
You've got to try and
Turn
think
right.
of it from a point of view of what is going to make a very interesting thing to watch
Turn right.
in VR. That's how you've got to think about it. And stuff that's really dark isn't interesting. Well, buses are, Dave, inherently boring, aren't they? Like, they're rigid. They have doors for people to get on and off, and they have controls inside to operate like a car. They're just inherently boring. They're not meant to be exciting, they're meant to move people around. Well, flying, yeah, I'm going to do flying, Chris. I've said that. Flying, racing, train, and some kind of specialist truck. Well, again, a hovercraft. I don't know if a hovercraft would be good VR footage or not. They just kind of float, don't they? Oh, I'm going to do better than an MX-5, Whiteland. Jumper Table, thank you for 4.5 years. Yeah, hot air balloons are pretty exciting, Pringle. And they make really good use of like 3D aspect. Any news on the plane show? Yeah, I went to see it again on Thursday. I'm just waiting for some more information and then I'm going to make a decision. Yeah, a rally car is one I've considered, Baz, but I need to get contacts, you know.
Chill out. Speed trap reported ahead.
The only issue with a rally car is I wouldn't be able to drive it.
Ahead. Turn left.
Something like that one, that's what I'm thinking of.
Turn left.
Dude, what are you doing? Well, the racing truck would be good, but again, Zarek, I need to get the context. But if I'm already doing a racing car, then I wouldn't want to do a racing truck as well, you know? Like, it's all about what is achievable in the next couple of months. It's not, oh, I can plan this for next year. This has to be delivered in the next few months. There's only so much you can do. Don't know, Zarek.
Continue straight. And then turn right. Turn right.
How long have you got time? I've got to get delivered 4 VR180 videos by the end of September. I did read your email about Swiss cabin rides here, and I have been thinking about it, but I'm not sure if it's the best option for VR180 unless I can get in the cab. And even then I'm like, It's on the ideas list. It's not been ruled out. Well, yeah, quarry equipment would be fun. But I don't have any contacts with people who use quarry equipment. Jacobite steam train from Fort William to Malaga, fantastic scenery. I did see a bunch of them, a bunch of heritage steam trains. I was looking this week and saw a few of them. I don't know if that was one or not. You do the IT for a quarry.
Ahead. Turn left. Turn left.
Nope, I have not set up the yoke yet.
Keep right. And then turn right.
No, I don't. Garden data.
Turn right.
Papa Reagan, that Jacobite steam train, did they do like driver experiences kind of thing? Because that's what it needs. Any thoughts, Static? Yeah. There aren't many people that make them because there's not a high demand for them, which is one of the reasons why the production costs are high, and that's why it costs so much money. So, either get one or don't, but you're not going to get one for 20 euros. You're going to Spain in July for 5 days, taking the route Dallas to New York, then New York to Spain. New York to Spain.
Turn left.
A flight with the red arrows. Nah, it won't work.
Ahead. Turn right. Turn right.
I can do better than that, Whiteland. I've got a better idea. Well, I mean, you know, I could just go and hire a Tesla, couldn't I, for a day and just drive it somewhere. That's the backstop plan.
You've arrived. Hasta la vista.
The Bluebell Railway do driver experiences. What's the Bluebell Railway? A steam loco. I've seen a bunch of them. The thing is trying to get a driver experience on a steam train that's a good scenic line, as it were. Alright, Pringle, hang on. I don't think a hot air balloon would be good for VR. The problem with the hot air balloon is this, like VR works best. The kind of magic space for where VR 3D works best is about 50 centimeters in front of you, till say about 2 to 3 meters. That's where you get the fullest kind of 3D effect. If you get a hot air balloon, essentially you're leaning over the basket and looking out the window, and everything is just a few thousand feet away. So you're not getting a 3D aspect. It just works best. You know, a normal GoPro could do that. That's not getting the best out of the technology. The Bluebell Railway is near Haywards Heath. Okay. Where's Haywards Heath? Did you change something on your wheel cam? No, but I can notice it's gone blue. Hang on, let me change the white balance.
Happy anniversary, Nutter. Welcome back, Nutter.
Okay. This is weird. What's the setting? One sec. What it is because I used that camera. Let's just doing it again now. Because I used that camera when I was out flying. I had it on automatic white balance. But even now, it's just, I feel like it's gone back again. Even though I just set manual white balance on it. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, so basically, when you go out filming, you know, if you're sticking a camera in a plane and flying, you pretty much want automatic white balance so that it just adjusts to whatever's out there. In the studio, I fix it to 5500 Kelvin because my lights are set at 5500, so it just works then. I didn't realize that it was blue. You should have said earlier. But yeah, that's sorted it now. North York Moors Railway is scenic. Yeah, so what I want is like a steam train where you can take a driver experience so I can speak to them and say, look, I want the driver experience and I want to film it all. And then I want a really scenic route and preferably an experienced driver that can explain things. That would make a good video. What's Kelvin? Temperature measurement. North Yorkshire Moors Road would be a great best for that type of stuff. Maybe. It's a magic combination of getting like the right steam train in the right location and the right driver, you know? Heartbeat country. Ooh, up to Russia. That looks nice.
And the Terminator Cyberdyne System Model 101, I swear I will get you to your destination. Trust me.
Yeah, okay, Arnie.
Ahead, turn left.
Glad you enjoyed your pizza, Infernal. Clint Eastwood voice would be pretty good.
Turn left.
Good, thank you, Gordon Data. Make my day, turn left. Are you feeling lucky, punk? You've been metal detecting. Did you find anything? To be honest, I don't think I'd want a Jeremy Clarkson voice sat-nav navigation. I just... Maybe a Captain Picard one would be good. You take the job and he's like, make it so.
Chill out. Speed trap reported ahead.
I post a link to a steam train that runs an amazing landscape in Transylvania. It's an official website. Did they do driver experiences M1? Like, can you get up there and can you pay them money and they'll let you get up there in the front and actually drive it with them? What they call a driver experience.
Left.
If they don't do that, there's no point
Turn
speaking
left.
to them.
Turn left.
It's weird under the light sometimes this thing doesn't look pink anymore.
Ahead, turn right. Turn right.
Turn left if you
Turn
want to
left.
live.
Turn left.
I don't even know who's got right away here. Yep, it's asleep on top cabin. So yeah, you have to climb up through a little hatchway here
Ahead, turn left.
and you sleep up on the top. For Bluebell, driving experience
Turn
is
left.
650. What's Bluebell driving?
You've arrived. Hasta la vista, baby.
Could you James and M1? Could you just pass the information to one of the mods, like Tamashanta or something? He can just put it into the memo chat for me, because otherwise, at the end of the stream, I'll completely have forgotten all these suggestions. Whereas if you pass it to a mod, they can actually like store it somewhere. What's that one? Not sure, but you know of a lot of visual artists, photographers, filmmakers filmed here. It's a narrow train line locomotive. If it's narrow, then yeah, it might be. When they filmed M1 though, were they in the up in the cab? Oh wait, I'm not reversing.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Just kidding. Let's hit the road.
Weird colour scheme. Should have gone with orange and white like Dave suggested. Well, you could do a VR on a roller coaster. I suspect it would make most people sick. No, we never listened to Dave King Awesome. That's why I didn't do it. Neen Valley Railways appears to offer driver experiences. Where's Neen Valley?
Turn right.
Near Peterborough. That doesn't sound like a picturesque place.
Ahead. Turn right. Turn right.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, you know, Cumbria, Scotland, maybe, you know, Wales. That's the places for a steam train
Ahead.
experience.
Turn left.
Uh-oh. Something ain't right here. Sure. That's how grease crossings work, aren't they? Stop anyway. Who's
Turn
trying a
left.
VR coaster? I've kind of tried it. When I was at Universal, they had a Harry Potter experience thing. Did I tell you one of the rides broke down when I was on it? I don't know if I mentioned this. I was on one of the Harry Potter rides. It's quite a weird ride. The actual thing that you ride in, it takes 4 seats. And it's almost like you're sat in a wardrobe. Imagine a wardrobe horizontal with 4 seats in it. That's kind of what it's like. So you get inside this thing right. and you get clamped down. And you pretty much can hardly see the person next to you.
Turn right.
It's all like got partitions, so you're in this wooden box almost. And I think it quite deliberately blocks out your view of the next person because it tries to immerse you in a kind of a VR experience. Rip. That was weird. It's not like a coffin because it doesn't have a lid on it, but it's like sitting inside of a wardrobe. That's the best analogy I can give you. So you get clamped in. Now, you don't know how it's doing it, but you get the sensation that you're just being kind of moved around in space. So you're not just being like a roller coaster. You're not just being, hello, tipped down and all the rest of it, because you're not actually on a rail as such that you can see. Not like a traditional roller coaster. So it kind of swoops you around this experience. And what it does is it kind of like takes you up to things where there'll be some kind of projection in front of you that's completely surrounds your vision. Yeah? And that's what I mean about it being immersive. So you'll be like immersed inside of, in mid-flight, with Harry Potter on his broomstick, and he's like, come on, you know, and you're like whoosh, and it'll take you like whooshing off, and it'll move you and throw you around so you feel like you're actually flying. It's quite oof. And then it'll stop you in front of something else. It's quite immersive. Anyway, there's one bit where suddenly we get tipped back like this, so you're almost horizontally back, and then as it came forward, it went pew, and the whole thing just stopped. And we're like, what? It broke. And then the lights all came on, and it was like, apologies, ladies and gentlemen, there's a technical fault. So we're like in this flipping wardrobe, clamped down, going, rip? And I sort of looked around, and I could see what was going on then. So what there is like there's a rail going through this whole thing, and on the rail is one of these robotic arms, yeah, like this. And on top of the robotic arm is this giant wardrobe that you're sat in. So this thing is like a robotic arm that can just literally move you like that in any direction as it moves along. So it moves through this whole scene, and the way it gets to you inside of a 360 projection is there's these like, what's the right word? Imagine if you cut a tennis ball in half and then projected on the inside of the tennis ball, and this arm will take you inside the tennis ball that's got this complete projection inside of it. It's quite clever technology. And I was looking at it going, whoa. Turns out, do you remember when I did the Heathrow video? And there was 2 robotic baggage handling arms that automatically load baggage into those cases. They're called Reggie and Ronnie, I think. The manufacturer that makes those arms is the same manufacturer that makes these arms on the Harry Potter ride. So they're like literally the same technology. Anyway, this thing broke down and I could see how it all worked. The next one along from us, their arm was tilted back. So they were like looking up at the sky like this going, what is going on? And my daughter was in a ride where they were tipped forward like that. So they were basically facing downwards. So, yeah, this happened for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then it went pew, and the lights went down again, and the whole thing carried on. So we actually missed, like, I don't know, 20 seconds of the ride. They all went back on it again the next day. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't fancy that. It's a great ride, but it broke down mid-go, which was not fun. Actually, I don't know if it broke down or if they just stopped it because someone had a problem. I don't know. Public Safety Dan, thank you for 10 months. Dutch Ben, Bullseye 50. Thank you, Dutch Ben. And Nicholas Walkerbeck. Yurovich 34, keep on going. I don't think I've missed anybody else, have I? Thank you, guys. So yeah, that was one of the Harry Potter rides. Meanwhile, the other Harry Potter ride, the new one, the new Harry Potter ride, the motorbike experience one, that launched on the first day that we went there, and there was a 10-hour queue for that ride. And that's, they don't have what's called a virtual queue, yeah? With a virtual queue, if you go to Volcano Islands, which is a water park, they give you a wristband with a watch on it, and it's quite clever. You can go up to any of the boards and it tells you the wait time for all the rides. So it'll say, you know, such and such water ride, 10 minutes. And what you do is you walk over to that ride, and they've got these machines, and you touch it with your watch, and it basically logs you into a virtual queue. So then you go off, you can go and like swim around, you know, go on the beach bit, go in the water, like have some fun.
Take the second exit.
You can literally go and have some fun while you're in a virtual queue. And you look at your watch, it tells you how long you've got left, and then it'll say, okay, you can ride now. And then you go back to the ride, tap in, and you can then go into the actual real queue, which is only like 4 to 5 minutes long usually, and then you're on. Which is a really, really nice system. Because you don't have to carry like anything round, you don't have to stand in the baking sun, actually in a queue. You're in a virtual queue, but you can go and do something else while you're waiting, which is just totally awesome. Yeah, it's really smart. Anyway, on this Harry Potter ride, it was an actual queue. So people turned up at 6 AM apparently they turned up, and within an hour of being there, the queue was already up to 10 hours. They had to keep the park open. The park opens normally at 9 AM and closes at 9 PM. But because this new ride, they opened it at 6 AM. Sorry, no, they opened it at 9 AM, but people were queuing outside from 6 AM. So they were already queuing up for 3 hours before the park even opened. And then they just legged it across the park and got into this queue for the Harry Potter motorcycle ride on day one, this was. And the ones at the back were then queuing 10 hours. They had to keep the park open until midnight, just so that the people who had been queuing for 10 hours could actually get on the ride. So they only finished at midnight on that first day. Just like, what? So the next day, we went there, and the queue was 300 minutes, which is like, what's that? 5 hours or something? 5 hours long. I'm not standing in a queue in this heat for 5 hours just to go on one ride that will last 2 minutes. Forget it. I have no idea why anybody would do that. You heard that the Thief Simulator updated, right? Granola Girl, thank you for 5 months. Like, you quickly realise that when a ride comes out, people just do crazy queuing.
Take the third exit.
But basically, there's no ride that I went on there that I would ever queue up for more than 10, 15, 20 minutes. They're just, like, they're good, but they're just not that good. You're talking about, like, hot, humid weather that's not fun to queue in. And the occasional fan that tries to keep you cool. That's it. AN4211, thank you for gifting 6 subs, AN. Appreciate the support, sir. Thank you so much. If you just got gifted a sub, remember to thank AN4211. So yeah, on the third day, I had an express ticket, and the express ticket is absolutely glorious. I mean, don't use it on the first day. You know, make sure you've been around the park and you know what's what first. But when I went with the express ticket, we just went straight to the Hulk, and we like cut the queue. We was in there within 5 minutes on the Hulk. This is the life. You take a queue from like 40 minutes down to like less than 10. and you get on way more stuff.
Welcome to the Nut House.
Well, I mean, you think about it, you're paying like, I don't know, $130, $140 to get in, then you're paying double that for a express ticket.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Space Mountain ET broke down when you was on them. I went on a few good ones, like Fast and Furious was just a weird ride. Totally weird. You went into a room.
Take the first
Oh boy.
exit.
You went into a room where this guy was like on stage talking to you, some blurb storyline. Then you walked into the next room where this next person didn't talk to you with some blurb storyline. And then you got kicked out from that and stood in like a ramp queue thinking, what is going on? Then you went into another room where there was like an even bigger queue. And we had an express ticket. And then you went through and finally got on this bus which took you on this weird tour, which was probably a bus driving down some rails in a room where they had stuff coming past you like projection stuff, and it kind of jostled you around and blew steam in your face and then took you out again, and you sat there going, was that it?
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
The Mummy. The Mummy is a great ride. I loved the Mummy ride. It was awesome.
Exit here.
Happy anniversary.
It like takes you backwards in sections and then takes you forward, and it takes you into like tombs and things like that. And there's all these mummified creatures standing up going, you're going to hell, and then the flames blast and it blows heat on you and you feel like hot, and then it just takes you down a black hole. It's pretty scary, but it's pretty fun. So yeah, definitely go on the Mummy. Gringotts as well. Gringotts Bank is a great ride. I really enjoyed Gringotts Bank. Apples Dude! Thank you for 26 months, Apples Dude. Sounds like a day out with a wife. Oh, what else? I went on so many rides. I'd have to look at the map again to remember the rides I went on. The Hulk is a good ride. Oh, I went on a ride called something like Rocket Ride or Riot Ride. It was like a roller coaster. It was violent. It was really violent. Too much, man. It was actually hurting my neck. It was so violent, that ride. But the good thing about it is
Take the third exit.
when you sit in your seat, it pops up a menu and you can pick your music. So I picked ZZ Top, Gimme All Your Lovin'. Each seat has its own speakers, and it basically blasts music at you while you're on the ride. So I just went ZZ Top, Gimme All Your Lovin', and then it takes you up vertically like that, and I mean vertically, like to the sky, and then drops you vertically on the other side. And then from then on, it's like 2 minutes of just gimme all your lovin', all your hugs and kisses too. And then eventually it's like, and then eventually it stops you like, what the heck just happened? It literally is like that. It's the most insane ride. It actually hurt my neck. It's so bad. If you think I'm joking, you go on it. Somebody just gifted subs. Taipan gifted a sub to Trent Hunter and to Sea Dog. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much, Taipan. Sounds like a great time. It actually isn't. I'm not joking. It hurt my neck. If you've got like a heavy head, it will hurt your neck. There's no neck support, and there's a lot of lateral G's going on. The neck support is out here. It's no support whatsoever. It really hurts. Fear Factor. I don't remember Fear Factor now. Do I have to go this way?
Welcome
What else did they go on?
House.
Oh, there's loads of stuff. There's loads of, in the studio, there's like loads of really good stuff in the studio. Loads of little experiences you can go on. I didn't go on the Transformers. I was pretty much like ridden out by the end of... By the time I got back to Transformers, I was like, I don't want to ride anything anymore. But I went on most stuff. Larry B, thank you for 70 months, sir. 70 months. Thank you so much, Larry B. It's amazing support. Big numbers. BW. Welcome to the Net House, BW. Thank you very much for your support, sir. A lot of the rides actually have, especially the roller coasters, they have a seat outside, like a mock-up of the seat, and you can go and sit in it and pull the arm down and test if you can fit in it before you go in the queue, which is a good idea. Hey, Chili Willies. So you can just go and sit in it, pull the clamp down, and the guy will be like, yeah, you're fine. Some of the rides I got turned away from because I was too big. Like, they were for kids. Like, one of them, there was a ride called a pterodactyl, and it was basically a two-seater, and it was like a rail running around the Jurassic Park bit, and you sat in it, and it like tilted you over like a pterodactyl, so you're flying. So we're like, oh yeah, well, I'll have a go at that. We walked over, and the height limit was like 5 foot. You're like, you what, mate? It's basically a kid's ride. All the adults wanted to ride it, and they're not allowed to.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Nicoliath, 42 months, been listening while flying the SU-27 in DCS VR. Keep on streaming. Thank you, Nicoliath. Enjoy.
Ahead. Turn
Terminator. Terminator.
Right. Turn right.
No, I don't remember seeing the Terminator, to be honest with you, at Universal. I think they might have got rid of that. I certainly don't remember it. Train sim fan would have been too small. But yeah, one of the rides on the Volcano Island I did not like. Most of them I really enjoyed. They're the Volcano Island is the water park, and I love water parks. You know, there were some great rides where you sat in like a massive like donut, inflatable donut, and it swirls you around a plug hole and, you know, flies you down. There's one bit was going backwards. I didn't enjoy that massive amount. But then you've got like the tubes that you can go down and slides and all this kind of thing. The wave machine is totally meh at Universal. I have seen much better wave machines in the pool than this one. It was pants compared to things I've seen. So that's disappointing. But there was one ride where you basically climb, how far was it? It's like 260 feet, 160 feet. Your legs are burning and your lungs are burning by the time you've gone up the staircase to the top of this thing. It is so far up. It's basically up the volcano bit at Volcano Island. So you get up there and you're like, legs on fire. There's two tubes like that, right? So it's basically a tube with a section of it cut out to make a door. You open the door and they say to you, right, get in. You stand inside, you're stood on a platform. You're not quite vertical. Like if that's 90 degrees, you're about 80 degrees like that. So you're almost vertical. You stood on a platform. They say to you, cross your legs and then put your arms like that. Yeah? And then they shut the door. Yeah, they're going to drop you. The platform is going to disappear. You're at 80 degrees and the platform is going to go. So you stood there like this and you've no idea what's going to happen next. And then all of a sudden the platform disappears and you just drop like a brick into a tube. And so the floor opened, I dropped, and the water just went straight up my nose, straight down the back of my throat and straight into my lungs because I was not ready for it. You've no idea what's going to happen, so it was like straight on my lungs. So straight away I'm like gagging. Meanwhile, I'm being dropped through a tube at goodness knows what speed. There is spray everywhere. I can't see. I'm just being thrown from side to side like this. There's water. I had to put my hand over my mouth like that to stop the water from just blasting into my face. All the while trying to catch my breath while being thrown around in the dark. It was not fun. No, it wasn't fun. And eventually you sort of come out into the pool. And my daughter had exactly the same problem. She got water right, and she was panicking a bit as well. It was not fun. It was like being waterboarded. It really was. Whilst being thrown around in a tube. Now, my son and my other daughter had a much better experience because
Speed trap.
they went in the other tube, and apparently in the other tube they had speakers that went ba, 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 and then drop you. So you knew when you were going to be dropped. The one I was on, you had no clue.
Continue straight.
Now, my experience of water parks, I mean, I went to, is it
Turn
Tenerife, I think. Tenerife's got Siam Park. Siam Park's great. There's two rides in the middle like that. One of them that is a vertical, almost vertical drop in a tube, and the other one that bounces its way down. The bouncy one is way more fun. Way more fun. It goes from exactly the same height, ends up in exactly the same pool, but it does it in a different way. The vertical one goes almost like that, and then flat bit like that. The bouncy one just basically does this, and it is way more entertaining. So yeah, vertical drop water things ain't my cup of tea anymore. See you later, Megafan. SMD Security, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Tubbs, welcome back. What else to be going on the water thing? Oh, so the water thing is like a river that runs around it. This is actually really fun. There's basically a big river that flows around the park, and you can basically grab yourself an inflatable dinghy, like a donut, sorry, inflatable donut, and sit in the donut.
Keep right.
Actually, there's two rides. There's one where you sit in the donut and you just kind of float around this river, and there's another river where you have to wear a jacket, like a high buoyancy jacket that you have to put on, and then you get in the river, and the river has got these like powerful jets that push the water around. But along the way, you'll be pushed around by water jets. Along the way, they'll do like a mini wave machine drop. So there'll be like a feeder pipe, and as you go past it, they'll say keep right, and all of a sudden this wave machine will just drop a massive wave, which then flows all the way down the river, and you're sort of in your jacket, you're like, whoa, you're getting chucked around. It's great fun. And on the inflatable donut one, as you're going around, on the bridges, they'll have these people with have installed water pistols, and people can basically go up to the water pistols and like try and squirt you with water as you're going past. Where's that? Universal Volcano Islands. So it's great. You're already soaking wet anyway. People can squirt you with water. So that was great. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been on UK rides. Terminator was replaced by Despicable Me. Yeah, I went on Despicable Me. Despicable Me is boring. Like, I'm not joking. It's just don't even bother with Despicable Me ride. It's just so dull. Well, I mean, they've got to continuously refresh machines, haven't they?
Continue straight.
Yeah, I mean, Terminator's like an old film now. Jaws used to be there, that's an old film now. They're not going to keep stuff forever. They've got to churn it over.
Continue straight. Continue straight.
Continue straight.
Ay, 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 ay.
Kick awesome. My top favourite rides are Men in Black. Men in Black was good. Hulk was good. Rip Ride Rocket, that's the one I was talking about. Rip Ride Rocket was the one I was saying was way too violent. Did you eat at Universal Property?
Straight.
I had a burger at what was it called? It was right near the lake. It was something burger, and you could order off your phone and then go in and pick it up, which is quite cool. Like there was a massive queue in this burger place, like a huge winding queue, and we were so hungry. And I noticed the sign saying mobile app pickup. I went, okay. So I got the mobile phone out, fired up the Universal app, clicked on the burger joints, punched in my order, said purchase, and it said click when you want to pick up, because you click your order through, and then when you're ready, you click to pick it up. Because you might be in a different part of the park, you can still put your order through, but then when you get nearer, just say right, pick it up now. And then 5 minutes later, my food turned up, and there was all this massive queue, and I'm like, hey. You always left the park far cheaper and you always left the park for cheaper and better food. Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you for doing that. It's an expensive thing. I think there was a drink you can get. It's like a big beaker with a straw. You can get it. It's about $7 or $8 or something daft, and then they just keep refilling it up. The one thing I will say though that was fair play was they had like water towers around the park. So as long as you've got a bottle of some kind, like a plastic bottle, you can always go and refill it up from the water thing. It's not going to be cold. It's going to be, I don't know, 20 odd Celsius maybe, but you can still hydrate yourself. So that's fair play. The one thing I didn't like though was the lockers. For example, at the Hulk, which is a roller coaster ride, there's little lockers that you can hire for free, because they won't let you, on the Hulk or any other roller coaster, they will not let you take pretty much anything on the ride. So your mobile phone, your wallet, your sunglasses, your cap, keys, money. I had to donate like a bunch of nickels I had in my pocket because they won't let you take coins on the ride. So I had to throw it in a donation box or go back out and re-queue. So you have to put it all in a locker, right? So it says on the locker thing, and you have to swipe in with your little thing. It says, with your pass, you swipe it in with your pass. 30 minutes free in the locker. That's alright. So you swipe in the locker, put your stuff in, 30 minutes free. After which you're charged, I think it was $3 every 10 minutes, up to a maximum of $20. 30 minutes free, you go to the ride, 45-minute queue. Which means they're going to get money. And that's assuming you get through in 45 minutes. At every opportunity, these places will rinse you for money. At every opportunity. And even things you didn't think they would get money from you for, they do. It's just amazing. You sort of think to yourself, hang on, I've paid $150 just to be in this park. And now you're going to charge me $15 for a burger and chips. You're going to charge me $6 to put something in a locker so I can go on the ride that I've already paid for. You're like, what is going on?
Continue straight.
C. Nelson, thank you for 60 months, sir. Happy anniversary, C. Nelson. Thank you for 5 years. It's important to have someone who hates rides. Well, like with things like the Hulk, Mrs. Squirrel would normally hold the stuff because she doesn't want to go on it, but she wanted to go on Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a good ride, actually. I went on Spider-Man. It's a really nice ride, Spider-Man. No, nothing's in the price. Everything is extra. And just the thing I still can't get used to about America is it'll say, you know, burger and chips and drink $15, and then when you pay for it, it's like $15.80 or something, because it's not $15, it's $15 plus sales tax. It's like so if you got $15 in your pocket and go to pay for it, no chance. I hate that. I just absolutely hate that. Just show me the price including tax. There was only one instance. I was in a shopping mall and I bought some sunglasses. Well, they weren't for me actually, but I bought sunglasses and it said $15. $15 inclusive is what it said. So you literally paid $15 because it was inclusive of tax. You live in Oregon, you have no sales tax. Yeah. Well, I live in the UK and we have sales tax, but it's included in the price they quote you. So you know what you're going to pay. The only time you ever see prices not including tax is for businesses, because businesses can claim the tax back. Canada does that as well, always estimate the tax when buying. What, they always show the price without tax on it? I don't understand why that's better for people. Well, I know sales tax vary across each state, and that's fine. But why not just show the price including tax? You live in the US, whenever you buy something, you always bring extra because of the tax. It's crazy. The only thing I will say is the tax is obviously a lot less. Like in the UK it's 20%. In Florida it's 7%. Up in, I think it's North Hampshire, it's 0%.
Take the first exit, human.
I remember when I was in
Exit here.
when I was in San Francisco, I think the California tax is about 15 or 13 or something. I can't remember now. What is this? It's quite cool. Got my tea. Income tax is easier to calculate in the UK than the US. It gets taken off automatically in the UK, unlike in the US where you have to save and pay all in one go.
Turn left.
Yeah. The only time you need to do that in the UK is if you've got more than one income stream, and then you have to self-certify. If you've got one income stream in the UK, you can do PAYE, pay as you earn, and then it just deducts it automatically. Vinda Toulouse, thank you for 2 years, sir. Happy anniversary. What other roller coasters did you go on? I don't know. I can't think of what was there. I went on a lot of stuff. To be honest, there wasn't that many great roller coasters in Universal. I think SeaWorld has some better roller coasters, but I didn't go to SeaWorld. Did you experience any thunder and lightning? Sharpie, dude. every single day, every afternoon, between 2 and 4 o'clock, every day, the sky would go black, the rain would hammer down, and you'd get thunder and lightning. And on the journey back, I think I said this the other day, on the journey home, on my very last day in Orlando, I was put the suitcases in the hire car. We went down to the pool, spent a couple of hours by the pool, then we got in the car. We then drove to a wonderful barbecue restaurant, had some fantastic barbecue ribs and things. When a storm came in, and I mean a big storm came in. It was on the TV, it was that big. It absolutely hammered it down with rain. I've got some video footage on my phone of the rain, which I showed the other day. Absolutely belted it down. And as we're driving from the barbecue restaurant, we're about, I'd say about a mile away from the hire car place where we're going to drop the car off. And we're driving along this road, a bit like this now. Up ahead, about 100 meters away, bearing in mind the wipers are like this, the rain's bouncing down, the thunder's like boom. Right in front of us, 100 meters away, a bolt of lightning came down out the sky, hit the power line, 100 meters down in the road, big explosion, followed by electricity which went from one power pole to the next one, big explosion, and I'm like, okay, indicated right, and just left. It just detonated the power lines right in front of me. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of it now, bye. All the cars just stopped, I just turned right and left. I mean, I've seen forks of lightning, and I've seen forks of lightning hit things on the ground, but, you know, maybe half a mile away. I have never seen a lightning strike 100 meters away from me hit a power line and detonate it. I've never seen that before. And everybody in the car was like, oh my god! There's me going, yep, that's interesting. So we turned right and drove up to the hire car place, where it was raining so hard we couldn't even get out of the car. Not joking. It was a full-on storm. All the planes were delayed coming in, so our plane was then 40 minutes late leaving because it was delayed coming in. It couldn't get in. The weather was that bad.
Ahead, turn left. Turn left.
Oh yeah, it's biblical rain. When you get like a Florida thunderstorm, it is biblical rain. It's just unbelievable. You hate flight delays, you had to wait 45 minutes from Trump lands to Stansted. You know what the best thing about that was, Billy? Get this, guys. So, I'm driving down the M25, going to Gatwick to leave the country, as Trump is on his plane coming into Stansted. So, by the time he touched down, I was getting on my plane leaving the country as he landed in my country. And then, 2 weeks later, I got on a plane and left Orlando as he took the stage in Orlando to announce his 2020 presidential bid. So it was like, he came to my country and I left. He came back to his country and I left. That was just brilliant timing. Oh boy, this is bouncy. What is going on? What part of England? Chelmsford. It's just like northeast of London. I should get an achievement for that. Avoided Trump.
Keep right.
Achievements unlocked.
Then exit right. In
PJE Web 33 months. Yeah, they basically put like an exclusion zone around Stansted and an exclusion road around Orlando whenever he lands. It's unbelievable.
Continue straight.
Just disrupts thousands and thousands of people. Thumbs, thank you for 69 months. Northern Fox, welcome back.
Happy anniversary, Nathan.
You'd love to go somewhere like Oklahoma for a week and chase a storm. Oh, you mean like a tornado or something? Or a hurricane? Tornadoes fascinate me. I would love to see a tornado, but... You know, if it started coming towards you, oh my god. I didn't hear the sonic boom, no. Oh yeah, I know they got plenty of tornadoes out there. You can even go on those storm chaser tours, can't you, where they take you out to find tornadoes and stuff. I think they're just like completely amazing. Tornadoes are like an amazing force of nature, but like you say, you want them at a distance. You don't want to be anywhere near them. These people who actively drive towards them, you know, when it's binning it down with rain, and they see a tornado form and they're like driving towards it, and all the other cars are going the other way. What kind of a person do you have to be? I bet it wasn't Blackmut. Yeah, they're ridiculously powerful. You saw a van filled with Japanese tourists. They pay to come over. They really do. They pay to come and see tornadoes. They pay a lot of money. Well, you can even get the mini ones. You can get big tornadoes, but you can also get like mini ones. But even they can do some damage. You've seen one once, and that's enough for you. I've seen a vortex, which is like a micro tornado almost. I've seen one of them. That's about as strong as we get in the UK. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live there, Blackmore. Those people who live in Tornado Alley, and then when, you know, when the tornado destroys their homes, they're like in tears. You're like, well, you're living in Tornado Alley. Every time there's a tornado, you're rolling the dice. Yeah, but I didn't think it'd happen to me. Really? Yeah, that's the thing, Nicholas. They'll rip the roof right off your house. Where's that Blackmut?
Fantastic! Oh, fantastic!
Continue straight.
Yeah, but you don't have to live there, do you, Beaker? Sharpie, thank you for 1,000 bits, sir. Glad you and your family had a great holiday, but it's great to have you back behind the wheel. Thank you very much, Sharpie. Very kind words. Thanks for the bits. You're in St. Louis, which is a major city, and we get them regularly. That's where Jeff Favignano used to live, Blackmut. He used to live in St. Louis, and he moved down to Orlando. And early next year, they're going to move down towards the coast in Orlando, somewhere near Miami, I think. He traded humidity for more humidity. Well, he traded tornadoes for hurricanes. That's what he traded. There's a hurricane in Morgantown, Pennsylvania, about 12 miles from where you currently live a month ago. You'd much rather sit through a hurricane than a tornado. Lived through a couple of typhoons and you lived in Japan last few years, and they weren't nearly as bad as having a tornado pass nearby. Yeah. Tornadoes are over a lot more quickly, aren't they? But pretty much wherever they go, they just tear up. What's weird about hurricane is when it comes through, like, you get the storm and then it goes quiet, and then you get the storm again as the eye kind of passes through you. Early next week, Nicholas, but I've got a very busy week next week at YouTube, so don't expect many videos next week because I just won't be here for 3 days. I'll be at YouTube. I didn't actually get a photo of this truck. Yeah, Tommy, I'm going to YouTube in London. YouTube's office is in London for that VR Creator Studio stuff. I've got a 3-day workshop at YouTube, learning how to create VR 180 stuff. So that's 3 days of training, which means 3 days of not making videos, and then Friday I'm back streaming again. So videos are going to get wrecked next week. Yeah, they actually have an office. It's near King's Cross. It's called YouTube Creator. YouTube Creator Space London. If you're a YouTube creator, you can hire the studio out. If you've got enough subscribers, you can hire out the space. They have studios that you can hire out, editing rooms, green screen rooms, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, this week, Thomas. This week. This week, next week, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I've been here before, I remember that. Yeah, kind of, Echolos. It's a bit weird, like... Wait, was that...
Hasta la vista,
Rip.
baby.
Like, the more subs you have, the more chance you've got of actually being able to book the room. It's very, very popular. Oh boy, this looks bumpy. Yikes. Seriously? You'd think they'd level the ground here for the construction site, wouldn't you? Yeah, what a surprise. Wait, so I'm supposed to take a left through that? As if. Diff lock was already on, Captain Flint. Hence the yellow light. Diff lock is making no difference when you're beached. I think that road was way too bumpy. No construction site would have that. When they've got all the equipment to flatten it, like, why would they? Why would they risk damaging anything? The heck? Probably a Jeff as a foreman. Yeah, the same guy who leaves all the logs out at the logging center. Jeff Jefferson. Yikes. That was crazy. Like a glove. Let's see where we are. I might teleport and then we can drive through some of this stuff if not been to. I go to Riga and then head east out of Riga. Around this bit. Or we could go here and try that road. That looks like fun. No, ProMods isn't compatible with 135 yet.
Aye, 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 aye.
Wow, look at this. squeeze in there the space of a car to get your truck serviced? I can't even get in there. Yeah, it's a cute little garage. Oh, we're gonna lose the bacon. We're gonna lose the bacon. We're gonna lose it. Oh no, we can't. We're stuck. I'm stuck on something. I can't see what it is. The camera won't let me. Hang on. I think we're stuck on the light at the top. Oh, oof. Abort. Let's try again. Oh, there we go.
Welcome back.
Let's get out of here while we still can. Oof! Yikes. So you go in there, get a service, drive out, lose 5%. Dead84, warning, if you go to Sassar in Italy, have a drop off around the side with this current bug. If you drop off at the side of the shipping container, but the trigger point is inside the container. Yeah, I'm not going there, so it's fine, Dave, thanks. Cool Camaro, thank you for 13 months. Yeah, I want to go that way, don't we? Chewing gum. Take that one, then take something south from there. That would work.
My mission is to protect you. Come with me if you want to live.
Try reversing in what?
Ahead, turn right.
We've got a third of a tank, which equates to quite a lot. So we'll get fuel, but we're not desperate. This is how they park in Russia. Like this.
Ahead, turn right. Turn right. You've arrived. Hasta la vista, baby.
Red would go better with pink. Has anyone seen Wub outside the shop after the latest update? Phillips, it's not been there on the experimental branch for a while. He doesn't spawn there anymore with Dub Dub.
You're coming with me. I'm the Terminator. Let's drive. Turn left.
Yeah, he's often in his car with his girlfriend near the dance hall. Should have made it daytime. Never mind. Let's have a quick look at the map. I want to make sure we've got the right way. That's fine. I'm going to take this dodgy road down here and see if we can pick up another job from here. We're in Russia, pretty much. Yeah, I don't blame you, Bob. There's only so much content you can play on it. Using Rust map, leaky. Do you need any docs for Rust map?
Happy anniversary.
I'm not sure what you mean. Tink, thank you for 26 months, Tink.
Welcome back.
Wow, that sign's in the wrong place. Need more story each week. What? Bob, he's not going to generate story every week. He's not... It's like one guy. Just wait until the game's finished then, and then you'll get all the content complete with a full story arc. Until then, you just have to play whatever he gives us. It's an unfinished game. Do you like this old DAF?
Continue straight.
It's not my favourite. I prefer the Scania 143. It's alright, but
Ahead, turn right.
it doesn't drive particularly well. It doesn't look particularly good. The engine audio is not particularly great. Well, I think it struggles to
Turn
pull
right.
a lot. Like, we've had to put it in climb gear an awful lot on the hills. Blimey, was that cake? What about this? Anybody want some cake? What is that?
Marble cake.
Marble cake. I like marble cake. I didn't think marble cake looked like this. That doesn't look like any marble I've ever seen. Shame on me, why? Half vanilla, half chocolate cake. Oh, is that what it is? No, I didn't know what... I don't know. I thought what marble cake was something else for some reason.
Supposed to have the effect of marble is the two different flavours together.
Right, I have to move this. Dolly, come here.
Want me to take it away?
Yeah. Come on, pal. Alright, can you put your paw on the wheel? And then I don't have to carry you quite so much. Works for me. Now you want to buy some cake. Blame Mr. Squirrel. You need my food. Nom nom. So he's got his paws on the wheel. Takes some weight from me. Get better soon, Mr. Squirrel. You feeling better?
I was, but I feel all as if my temperature's come back.
Oh dear. Have some paracetamol.
Trying to not take any tablets at all.
Welcome back, MJ. The dead man has rejoined the nut house. Welcome back, sir.
Happy anniversary.
Good to have you back, MJ. Cheesy bite smacking hype. So, Squirrel, but can we have the hand model wave? You just did. Mans 2034 has gifted 12 subs. Thank you very, very much, Mans.
Is that because of my hand whip?
Yeah, it's because your hand wave that Mans decided to gift a bunch of subs. Thank you very much, Mans. If you just got gifted a sub, please remember to thank Mrs. Squirrel for her hand modelling, which encouraged Mans to gift you a sub. Sub dynamite. Boom. It's the hand that delivers new subs. The magic hand. You just had a tree cake. Wait, what?
What's a tree cake? That's interesting.
I've no idea what a tree cake is.
Explain. Treacle cake?
I think he's a bit happier today. I think his bark's slowly coming back. Adanaran, welcome back.
Welcome to the nut house.
Is it a cake made out of trees, or is it a cake shaped like a tree? Or does it have nothing to do with a tree?
Suspense is killing me. It's a tree cake.
Well, Dobie, just tell us what it is.
Did you make it up?
I'm thinking he made it up.
Did you make that?
He says he's got a wiki leak, but I think he made it up. I think he just wrote the wiki page.
Welcome to the nut house.
It's a soft cake that looks like a tree.
Sounds good. What flavour?
Welcome back.
You don't normally name cakes made out of the shape of them, though. It's normally named after the ingredients and stuff that go into it. Like a lemon cake or a
Chocolate
walnut
log.
cake. Is it?
Chocolate log.
Yeah, it's named after chocolate.
Log.
Well,
And
the
it
log
looks
is the
like a log.
shape, yeah. It's one of the few ones.
Nutter.
Still done.
I think he's had enough. He's getting greedy there. Right, pal.
Welcome back.
Say you'll see him next week. Bye-bye. See you next week. Come on. There you go.
Welcome to the nut house.